I'm going to bring him over here in a minute and get him tacked up. So I figured I'd do a little tack up and chat with you. All right, let me see. I'm going to put you up here so that way you can kind of see what we're doing. And he doesn't knock over the camera because that's like his favorite thing to do. So let me just get my bridle and we'll bring him out. So I hope everybody's doing well on this Wednesday afternoon. Let me get my halter bridle. So Oreo is rather a busybody, so he needs regular work. So yesterday we did some lunging, and then today we're going to do some riding. So hope you can see us. Hi. So let me make sure that you can see us okay. There we go. All right. So just going to get his bridle on and then bring him out, and then we'll tack him up. As we do, he gets a treat with his bridle. It just encourages him to reach for the bit, and he's happy to take the bit in his mouth. It's just something that I'd started with him when he was young, and we just continue it. Head down. Head down. Thank you. And he's been taught to put his head down, be polite, because I'm short, and there's no reason to wrestle with him. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to be doing the same sort of thing right now. What we're working on is keeping him forward, thinking, moving forward, taking me. So the horse should be like taking you along, and you just provide direction. I was just watching an eventer that I follow from the UK, and she said basically the rider is kind of like offers the brain essentially where we're going, and the horse has all the other abilities and sort of takes us along. So I thought that was kind of cute, kind of an interesting way to look at it. All right, buddy, come on, come on, come on. So I just put these gates in. His just went in yesterday. So these I got because it's hot in the barn, and I want the horses to be cool. Is that La Sheikha? Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm going to park him over here so that way, you can see him getting tacked up. And Duende is right here. And he's a bit of a menace. So I put his door up, keep him out of the way of what we're doing, because he's a baby, so you know he does baby things as we do. So Oreo will just park here, and then I'll finish doing his grooming and getting him tacked up. And in the meantime, the arena is being watered because it's summer, it's hot and dry, so we have to water the arena before we ride. So hi, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoy this. A little different. I just figured, I never really show the tacking up process because, you can see that on 100 other channels. But I figured today, what the heck, I'd do a live while I'm tacking up and getting him ready to ride. So now that it's the end of July, they're starting to lose some of their summer coat, and they're going to start getting their winter coat back in. So you start to see some spots on him. He's got little black spots here and there. He's actually a black horse, but he's called a smoky black because he doesn't have two genes for black. He only has one gene, and the other one is cream. And what the cream gene does is it allows this sort of copper color to come through. His mother was a chestnut and his father was a Perlino, so that's why he is smoky black. So one of them gave him a black gene and the other one gave him the cream gene. And he has hay all over him because he's been in there having a good time. So Betty. Thanks for coming. I'm just tacking up my steed, and then we're going to go out and ride here in a bit. Hope you find this interesting. I never quite know what people like to watch. But my channel just recently went past 2,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited about that. And thought that I would try to do a little bit of different things and that people find interesting. Hello, thanks for coming, everybody. Is that Summer and Bahinden? Sorry, I got my glasses on because I can't quite see it. It's up there. But this is Oreo. He's a 5-year-old pure Spanish horse, an Andalusian. And we do dressage here in Northern California. So if you don't know, that's what we do. And I film all of my training. So every ride that we do, pretty much, I film almost everything. It's harder to film when I'm working with my trainer. I have a lesson tomorrow. So it's harder to film as he's giving me instruction and I'm paying attention to what he's telling me. It's harder to then record as well. So I don't have a lot of video with me in my lessons, but we do go for lessons every week. We try to. Hi, Cesar. I prefer geldings. He was a stallion when I developed him. I bought him as a yearling, as a stallion, and I backed him and did all of his foundation work as a stallion. And then I gelded him 2 years ago now. So I gelded him just after I had backed him as a 3-year-old. He's got a bit of a dominant personality, so he's been tricky. And he's got a busy brain, so we've had to make a lot of adjustments to help him get more focused and get a better work ethic. But yeah, I prefer boys. Both of my horses are geldings. I gelded the baby because he's rather large, and as I'm getting older, I just couldn't deal with the barginess and the rearing, so I sent him to boot camp for 2 weeks. So that was after I gelded him, but he's a super sweet boy now. He's a little puppy dog, melts in your lap basically, but he's very big. Very different personality to Oreo. Oreo, he's rather opinionated. A lot of that comes from him being a stallion, and backing him as a stallion. So there's a saying that you ask a stallion. Let's see. You ask a stallion, negotiate with a mare, tell a gelding, and then say your prayers for a pony. It's kind of funny, but it basically tells you some of the different personalities. Mares are great if you have a great mare. The problem I don't like is that they come into season and they can be moody. And that really, if you have a competition horse, having a mare in season frequently, or having, mare issues, it's just not for me. I prefer geldings. I've always preferred geldings. I think, except for one, I had a pony that was a mare when I was a kid. But otherwise, she was a Welsh Section B, I think. She was a small pony. But she never really demonstrated mare behavior, so I got lucky, I guess, with her. But yeah, all of my horses have been geldings. I had an Arabian gelding, I had my little Lipizan gelding, and then of course now I've got my two dressage horses that I prefer, and I got them because I have a bad back, and I have back pain, so a PRE is easier to sit on for sitting trot for dressage, and they're more naturally inclined for the upper level collected work. It's very easy for them, so that's why I have PRE. He is a bit, like I said, he's a bit sharp. He's a little, well, he's not really reactive. He's hot, what they call hot, so he can get really upset. So he's got a hotter personality than Duende. Duende is much more laid back. So they're basically yin and yang. You can see Duende's over here. Debris in his nose. Yeah, they're kind of sort of polar opposites to some extent. Okay, so he is tacked up. I just have to finish him up a little bit. You see this ear pinning and stuff, so that's sort of that moodiness that he has. He's giving me little subtle hints right now. He's like, I'd rather stay in my stall. But he'll be fine once we go outside. And like I said, we're working on his work ethic because when I was developing him as a young horse, 3, 4, and now he's 5, I was riding him like 2 or 3 days, and then he'd have a week off, or I'd give him the summer off. So he was having a lot more breaks in his training. And what we've discovered with my trainer specifically said, this horse has to be worked daily. He hasn't learned how to have a good work ethic. So that's why whether he's lunged or I even get on and just walk around the property, he has to be worked every day. Some form of work to keep his brain engaged. So that's just what works with him. Oh, hey, thanks, Yahinden. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. So yeah, I'm getting ready to go out and ride. So I just thought I'd just share my tack up, because why not? So I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of background on Oreo and a little bit on Duende. Duende is just doing some round pen work, just lunging, some in-hand basics, groundwork stuff, because he's going to be 2 in October, so he's very young. So he won't be back for a couple more years. So we're just keeping him ticking over, keeping him growing, and just, keeping his brain engaged. So anyway, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give a thumbs up on the channel. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of our videos. Like I said, I record all of my videos. All of my training is videoed. And then I share some things that I've learned as we're developing. Now this horse, I'm hoping to eventually get him to Grand Prix, the highest degree of difficulty in the sport someday. It takes at least 5 years of development to get a horse to Grand Prix. So it's not something that you can just get on and do some jumps and then you're off and running. This takes a long time to develop. So yeah, anyway, if you're interested in our journey, appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button and you can follow along with what we're doing. And we did qualify for the nationals, so we're doing the national championships in September. So a lot of the work that we're doing now is actually above the level that we're showing at. Typically in dressage, you'll be training at 1 or 2 levels above where you're showing. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're actually schooling 1st and 2nd level right now, but we're showing training level. So anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you found this interesting, and thanks for coming.